Assalamu alaikum students. In this video, we are going to discuss about few questions which are based from your paper 2, which are important so that you can practice, you can prepare and revise these topics first. Okay, so first of all, I will be starting from Feb-March 2021's paper. So we can practice these questions first and later on we can move towards the other parts. Tick one box to show which word actually describes the scope of the variable. Now, scope of the variable refers to either it is local or global. A local variable is which is declared inside a function, and global is which is declared outside a function. So, which word accurately describes the scope of a variable declared in a procedure? The keyword is in a. When it is declared inside a procedure, it will be local. You can learn in simple words. Something which is outside is global, something which is inside is local. Question number 2. Four descriptions and five pseudocode statements are shown. Draw one line to link each description to its most appropriate pseudocode statement. Not all possible statements will be used. A statement used to count. Whenever we want to perform the count, I told you that count is used to do count is equal to count plus 1. So you can just check from here which is count is equal to count plus 1 or value is equal to value plus 1. We can say it's this fourth one. So value is equal to value plus 1. A statement to total. What is total? Total is equal to total plus num. So here it will become value is equal to value plus new value. So the previous value will be added to the new value. A statement to start precondition loop. We know that while condition is the precondition loop. So we are going to do here while connected with while. A statement to start post condition loop. Repeat until is post condition loop. And what is for loop called? For loop is called counter control loop. So if it had been here counter control loop, we would have then joined it with for loop, right? Now the next one. In next question you are asked, you have to write an algorithm in pseudocode using a single loop to output the average of 50 numbers that have been stored in the array number. So there is an array named number in which you have to calculate the average of 50 numbers. We have several times done this question in the class. First of all, total or sum is set to 0. Then what we are going to do? We are going to start a loop. For loop is the best in this case. For you can say count is equal to 1 to 50. Afterwards, what we have to do? Total is equal to total plus the array name will be used now here. Total is equal to total plus number of count, which means whatever the value is stored in the first place of count, that will be added to the number count. We don't need to do the input. Why? Because they said that numbers have already been stored in the array. So we are just adding the number of count, which means number of 1, then number of 2, number of 3, and this way all the numbers will be added. Then what we need to do? We need to do next count. And afterwards, outside loop body, we always calculate the average. So what will be the average? Average is equal to total slash, which is divided by 50. And finally, we can output a message. The average is name of the variable, which was with capital A average. I hope it's easy. Describe the purpose of test data. Include an example of type of test data in your answer. Now here they have asked what is the purpose of test data. We know what is the purpose of the test data. Test data ensures that the programs or the code works as intended. What we can write? It ensures that the programs work as expected or as they are intended to do. The second thing what test data can do, check for the logical and runtime errors. They check for logical or runtime errors. Also, they ensure that the wrong values are rejected. So, to ensure that the wrong values are rejected. And what can be the example? Example could be, for example, marks can be between 0 and 75. So, any value which is greater than 75 would be rejected. Any value within 0 to 75 will be accepted, right? Yes, then comes the next question. How variables and constants are used in programming. In the previous part, as an example, you can also write the name of the test data because they have said include an example of type of test data. So type of test data can be normal, abnormal, erroneous, or boundary. So any one from these examples can be included as a part of your answer. Okay, the next question says how variables and constants are used in programming. As we know, what are variables? Variables are the named memory locations, and how they are used. Variables and constants both are used to store items of data. Variables, constants are used to store items of data. Value stored in variable and constant can be accessed by using its identifier. The value stored in variable or constant can be accessed using identifier. Identifier is the name, and the value of the constant remains the same while the value of the variable changes. The third point you can add, value of variable changes while value of constant remains same. Now comes the question of food ordering system. A food ordering system is an example of computer system that is made up of subsystems. This system allows the user to enter the details of the food. Enter the details of the food means user need to input. So we can say first block is user input. The second thing is that then they have to pay for the order. So what are the options which are they are providing us? First of all, details of the food will be provided. So user is going to enter the details of the food, and details will be entered on the base of available choice, then food order, and the third item will be to make the payment, pay order. That is, make the payment, or you can say just payment is made. Displays food available as a picture or a list. So the other main item is to display options. And that these options are either in the form of a picture or in the form of a list. That's it. Simple question. Okay. Then comes the error finding question. The energy efficiency of an electrical appliance is the percentage of useful energy out compared with the total energy in. That is the formula for calculating the efficiency. An algorithm has been written in pseudocode to calculate the energy efficiency of an appliance. Values for total energy in and useful energy out are input. These both values need to be inputted by the user. The efficiency is calculated and output as a percentage. The entry of -1 stops the algorithm. Okay, now we will check the efficiency of this code, that what are the types of error and how to rectify them. Line number 1, repeat output total energy in, input total energy in, right, output energy out, output again, no, it said values for total energy in and total energy out are input. So this statement instead of output should be input, because after prompting a message you need to input. So the first error is in line 5, and what you can, how can you do the correction? It should be input useful energy out, input useful energy out. After that, what is the next error? If total energy is not equal to 1 and useful energy is not equal to 1, what is this error? If total energy in is not equal to 1 and total energy out is not equal to 1. Why? Because in question is said the error of number -1 for either values, which means both the values. So the error should be, it, the useful energy should be changed to the variable name useful energy out. So it should be total energy in is not equal to -1 and useful energy out is not equal to -1. This is the error 2. This was line number 6. After that, then output energy. Okay, energy out over in multiply by 100. Fine. Until total energy is not equal to -1 or useful energy is equal to 1. Yes. This should be. Repeat this process until this happens. I told you earlier as well that in until we need to write the wrong condition, the opposite condition. So how we are going to write it? We are going to write it until total energy in is equal to -1 or useful energy in is equal to -1, out is equal to -1, because in repeat until loop we enter the wrong condition, right? Okay, then they have given us a pseudocode to write. Write a pseudocode to check for an efficiency of 92% or over for this appliance and to output A rated if the efficiency is 92% or more. So simple, you just need to write if efficiency is greater than equal to 92, then output A rated, and then parallel to if you can do the end if part. So if efficiency is greater than or equal to 92, then you can output A rated, and if okay, logic gate question is not included. Yes, then comes a very important trace table question. The flowchart represents an algorithm to find the average value of a number of sales. First of all, we have to start number sales is equal to 0, total is equal to 0. So what I am going to do, in number sales I am going to place a 0, in total I am going to place a 0. Why I did so? Because these values were already done. So just put a 0 in number sales and put a 0 in total, right? After that, input sales value, and the first sales value is 5.50. Remember, this processing has already been done. So you are going to write it in the first step and input is done in the next step. Whenever you are going to do the trace table question, you are going to do this way. Input sale value. The first sale value is 5.50, right? Afterwards, is sale value is equal to 0? Is 5.50 is equal to 0? No. So what we are going to do? Number sales is equal to number sales plus 1. We are going to add 1 to the value of number sales, which was 0. Now it has changed to 2. Total is equal to total plus sale value. Total was initially 0. 0 plus 5.50, it becomes 5.50. Now from here it is going to go upward again for the next input, which is 3.40. So we are going to write here 3.40. Is sale value is equal to 0? Is 3.40 is equal to 0? No. So what they are going to do? Number sales is equal to number sales plus 1. Again, add 1 to the value of number sales. And now total is equal to total plus sale value. This value plus this value. So we get 8.90. 5.50 plus 3.40. Again, it will go upward and check for the next value. The next value is 6.25. So it is going to check, is 6.25 equal to 0? No. Now number sales will be incremented. So it became here 3. And then total is equal to total plus sale value, which is 8.90 plus 6.25. It becomes 15.15. You need to be very careful because calculators are not allowed, so you can manually do the calculations by giving ample time to it. Okay, it will again go up and ask for the next input value. What is the next input value? It is 3.85 now. So here it is going to put 3.85. Now 15.15 plus 3.85, it's going to give you 19.00. And you need to place the 0 because the values are always written two values after the decimal in the question as they have specified. Okay, it becomes 19.0, and then Number sales was also incremented, so it became 4. After that, it is going to go upward again for the next input value. Next input value is minus 11. Minus 11. Is minus 11 equal to 0? No. Number of sales is again incremented. It becomes 5. Total is equal to total plus sale value. Now it becomes 19 minus, 19 plus minus 11. So plus minus is minus. So final value becomes 19 minus 11, which is 8. So it is going to place a 8.00 here. After that, it is going to input the next value, which is 0. So the next value inputted is 0. You need to put a 0 here. Then it is going to check, is value is equal to 0? Yes. So average is equal to total divided by number sales. The total was 8 and number sales was 5. So what we are going to do? Calculate the average. 8 divided by 5. When we are going to divide 8 by 5, what we are going to get? 5 1 time 5, remainder 3.056 are. Yes. So average is 1.6. And then what we need to do? Yes, it says that you have to output a message in the output box. Average sale value, it will come as it is, and then the value. I told you, boys and girls, that whatever the value you need to write in double quotes, it will be displayed as it is on the screen. So it will be average sale value, which is 1.6. Yes. Now the next part. Identify the error in the algorithm and describe how to correct it. There was an error in this algorithm and you need to describe what the error was and how to correct it. Yes, you have to identify the error in the algorithm. The error is quite simple. Sales basically cannot be negative. It can be either 0, right? So for that, there is no separate condition to check for positive and negative number. So what you are going to write? There is no differentiation. It is also including the negative number. There is no differentiation between the negative and positive numbers. Not checking negative numbers. Or you can say no differentiation between positive and negative numbers. Now how to correct it? You can add a decision box because it's a flow chart now. So you can add a decision box to check for negative values. The conditional box, this one is known as decision box. Add a decision box to check for negative values. Yes, so till here was your syllabus which you need to cover, and I hope you people are able to understand what we have went through.